Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the channel. Rad here from Radko Tarot, and this is going to be our next part of the series, 24 hours forecast, which covers up the 15th and a partial of the 16th of December 2018. So as per usual, we are going to go first through the numerology forecast for the day, and then we are going to take a look at the hello, Terry. How are you doing? And then we're going to look at the tarot prediction for all tarot general reading for the next 24 hours. And one thing, thank you, Jasmine, thank you. And one thing I want to mention right now is that I think that I'm going to make, it's not really a contest, all right, but I want to spread more what tarot itself is all about, and in particular, you know, what one reading is. So for that purpose, on every single time of these live events, at the end, I'm going to pick one question from the audience here live, and I'm going to do a proper tarot spread for it, like a 4-card spread I'm usually using if the question is not a very sophisticated. So that being said, if you want a free personal reading, extended one, you know, this is the way how you get it. You stick to the end of the stream here and you ask your questions as soon as I am done with the daily forecast. And one of these questions is going to be taken and a tarot spread is going to be made for it. So that set aside, let's go to the numerology energy. So as we said yesterday, for the December 15th, excuse me, the energies are going to be 2 carried by 6, or the universal star code of vibration number 2 carried by the daily vibration number 6. And what these combo vibration does is literally boosting our self-confidence. So today we are from the positive side of the spectrum, we are to be more confident to approach situations and to generally confront predicaments and troubles into our life. On the negative side of the spectrum, this particular energy could make us a little bit more cockier than usual. So it does depend how you guys and how we in general are to incorporate or capitalize on those vibrations. So like I said, like I gave example yesterday, that could be utilized like you are afraid, you know, to approach a person you want to be with or to work with. And today at December 15th, you may find the courage within yourself, you know, that self-confidence boosted, so you can approach this person and really lay down your intentions. But for tomorrow, we do have the universal star code energy of vibration number 3 carried by a vibration number 7, the daily vibration number 7. So what that does is making us more interested in a peripheral activities. Like it's Sunday as well, you know, so we are not going to be, or the majority of us is not going to be attended to work, you know, and in generally Sunday is considered as a day of rest. And throughout day of rest, what this energy does is that they are going to make us more affected or more or are going to exert more affinity in us into hobbies. So people tomorrow at the 16th of December are likely to discover a new hobby for theirs, or to make a major breakthrough into their peripheral activities as well. Or in general, you can capitalize on this energy by having a quality and good time away, from the shenanigans and the aggravating parts of our daily routine. So it's a fantastic day in which we can kind of let's say refresh our mind and really recuperate from the negative energies from the previous days that we had to cope with chores. So that being said, this was the overall very superficial numerology forecast for the next couple of days. And now I'm going to use the oh my god. All right, so the universal reader weight tarot deck, and I'm going to shuffle the cards now. and we are going to draw 3 cards. This is going to be the daily reading. 3 cards, elemental dignities method, and the first card is going to be the main card, and then we do have 2 cards which are a circumstantial cards, adding a different colors, if I may express it that way, to the daily energy. So the first card that we do have for today and tomorrow, this is going to be the 8 of Wands. So everybody knows that this is the card of opportunities, it's the card of speed, and it is the card of windows openings. Now, one more thing without indulging or diving deep in the meaning of the card is that these opportunities we are to face today and tomorrow, they are not meant for anybody. So they are anybody's guess. That is very important. And if they are not seized, they just fly by and goes with the flow. So if you do really want something new in your life, or you want to take advantage of a certain standpoint, certain means, you know, or circumstances, it is very important to act straight away. Like, instead of constantly overthinking one opportunity, it will be beneficial for you to just seize it straight away at sight. Well, Kayana, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your names, guys. It's just, you know, I may not be able to produce them correctly. Like I mentioned at the start, at the live stream, at the end when I'm done with the daily forecast, I'm going to do one in-depth tarot spread for one question here given from the audience. So if you do want a free reading, this is the way you do it. Every day that I'm going in front of camera, I'm going to pick every single time one question and giving it a 4-card tarot spread. So that being said, today and tomorrow, like I mentioned, it will be a good day where we can incorporate varieties into our daily routine one way or another. Here, what we do have the next card. This is the Six of Pentacles, and the the synergy in between these couple of cards is neutrally active, which literally means that the less problems you carry from the past, all right, or the less problems you carry from the past, or the bigger toils you have put it in the past in order to solve your difficulties back then, the more options available you are to have through the next couple of days. So just to give you an example of that, guys, for those which constantly delayed the execution of a certain settlement, all right, or they kind of like postpone resolutions of problems and etc., the opportunities presented within the next couple of days are going to be very little. But for those who are very initiative of resolving issues, you know, and very, how can I place it, very determined to kind of overcome predicaments and obstacles in the past, now this will really pay off in the next couple of days, and literally everything, how can I place it? Everything will come back into the normal flow, because these couple of cards are showing that the current itself, the flow of events, is going to be on our side. And again, you don't want that current to bring you problems from the past. You want that current to bring you new opportunities. And again, that will happen only if you did what was necessary, or if we did what was necessary in order to overcome the obstacles whenever they came up at sight. Which was something I mentioned here as well with the 8 of Cups, that you have to take advantage of whatever options available are opening for you within the next couple of days outside, without, you know, overthinking them way too much. And the next card that we do have, the 3rd card, this is going to be the Star card. So what this card, how this card synergizes with the 8 of Wands, well, that makes it active friends, which means that some of those opportunities are going to be a big dream of ours. Or in other words, we will be able to place the very foundations, the very prerequisites to make a big dream of ours, which, by the way, is is another meaning of tree carried by 7, the universal star code of number 3 carried by number 7, which is the combination for tomorrow. All right, I didn't want it to say that because everybody will say, oh my god, my dream is going to come true, you know, which obviously is not going to be a case for every single one of us, but this is the affinity here to make the first step so your dream comes true. Literally what 3 with 7 does, it's making you more prone to leave the chores behind for a for a benefit of your personal goal and of your personal dream. And this is what's coming up over here in between the star card and the 8 of wands. And if I have to translate this synergy here, literally it means that through a creativity and through a keen mind, one to seize and capture opportunities, one will be able to put an end to their turmoil, to put an end to their, how can I place it, insecure future, and to make a new foundation and new prerequisites in order to stabilize and to make a much more stable and, how can I place it, predictable future for themselves. Very important as well to be acknowledged is that with these couple of cards here, it is very likely that we are to experience, all of us, for that matter, a unfolding love in between these couple of cards, all right? But that unfolding love may not be a romantic love, you know. That could be a love from a friend, that could be a love from our family, from our children, and etc., etc. It is just the love is going to come from many different directions, and we again have to be open in order to receive it. So that being said, guys, this was the daily tarot and numerology forecast. And like I said, now I'm going to answer one question from you, the audience. And I'm going to pick that question personally for myself. So the most interesting question is going to be picked by me. So yeah, you now can ask your questions, one question per person, and one person can ask only one time. This is going to be a 4-card reading, so meaning that you can ask also a time-related question, like when something is likely to happen, you know, and etc., etc., as this is a reading. All right, so the question I chose, and by the way, don't be mad at me that I'm choosing just one question, and this time around, this is not your question. Eventually, if you are persistent enough, guys, your question will be chosen. All right, because I'm keeping a pretty good work or pretty good job at tracking which one asked. So today's question is given by Sue, and Sue asks how am I blocking love in my life right now, and what can I do to release that block? So we do have the King of Pentacles for current situation for you, Sue, and then the next card that is going to be the Two of Wands, which is the card causing predicaments. All right, that card displays what really is the blockage for you. Then what we do have here, it is the next card, which is the positive aspect of your reading. That is going to be the Queen of Swords, which is how you can unblock your situation. And the last one, that is going to be the Tower card, which is the final outcome, or what is going to be the result of all that. So what these cards here are pointing is that you're not blocking the love, but you just, you know, your standpoints are doing it. So what the King of Pentacles here as a current situation points is that you are asking, or you want to see in a potential suitor, too much warranties that love is true and that things are to go smooth. All right, so basically you have your criteria in a very high place, which isn't a bad thing. All right, but in the same time, if you do have your criteria in a very high place, you need to know that very few people are to fit in those criteria. Additionally, the King of Pentacles here points to a very consolidated and very, how can I place it, deprived from surprises type of relationship, or almost a homey type of relationship, which could be something that you're really expecting and you really want for yourself. And that is kind of like the ultimate type of relationship. But again, you have to consider that one relationship goes through different phases before actually reaches that specific point where both of the partners are truly devoted into the wellness of one another, which comes to the point why you're blocking love into your life. Now, this is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands, when we are interpreting in that way, it could mean a couple of things. But in your case, because we do have the Queen of Swords here in the third place, I think that you are way too unyielding for your standpoints, or in this specific case, that card points that you are unwilling to make compromises. So, for example, if you don't like a person, all right, well, this is just an example here, but if you do not like a person, well, nothing can ever change that your mind. Or if you don't like a certain thing into their behavior, nothing again can change your mind. So literally, if you want to like someone and to fall in love with someone, you need to kind of like, or you want from yourself to like them to 100%, which it is never true. Again, you know, there are always things in one guy or a girl that are going to differentiate from your expectations. And this is, according to the tarot cards, as the lover cards dictate, it is the true meaning of love, to learn to love their negative sides along with the positive sides as well. So this is how you can do things around. So what you can do in order to unblock yourself, this is the Queen of Swords. And what the Queen of Swords in that specific synergy points is that you first have to involve yourself into more open type of relationship. Now, the Queen of Swords does not care about the emotions, all right? Queen of Swords comes only through, Queen of Swords manifests into one relationship only by mutual interests and chemistry, all right? So if you like a guy or a girl or a woman, I don't know what your affinities and your interests are, but if you like someone, it doesn't mean that you have to love them, all right? But if you like someone, it will be beneficial for you to start spending time with them and to be more close to them. It doesn't have to be an intimacy. Again, you know, just spend more time and involve yourself more with activities with these people. And this is how you're going to start reshaping those unyielding criteria here that we do have, because at first glance, you may not like something in someone, all right, but on a second thought, after a couple of months that things are passing by, you may find out that it is actually not the end of the world and you can live with it. And what happens at the end, which I'm going to give you now a time frame when that is most likely to happen. Tower card, if you do follow those conditions, the Tower card points that you are to crush into someone, all right? So you're going to have a crush here with the with this card, because the Tower is the full, how can I place it, transformations, and in this case into your love life. So you now think that you're blocking life, where you do have your transformation here pointing that the blockage will be no longer in place. And then what happens is that you will not be very familiar with this type of a case of living, you know, to have love on your plate. And therefore, you will have to start acting in a brand new way. And we do have you crushing upon a specific person. And that's you happens around... By the way, this method of determining time is completely developed by myself, and it has roughly a 70 to 80% accuracy, all right? So just so you know, it is not 100% proven, but your crush, it should be around the end of August next year. So from now until the 8th of August, so you have to basically not rely on that strong emotional bondage in order to initiate a romantic relationship. All right, just a typical liking and just a typical attraction is important for you to have in order to start spending more time with these people. By the way, a research recently discovered that attraction and love are completely different things. When you are attracted to a person, your left side of the brain is active. When you love someone, your right side of the brain is active. So they are completely different things. Attraction is based on chemistry. So every time you do feel that you do have chemistry with someone, well, it will be advisable for you to start spending time with them, hanging out and dating, if you want to say it that way, you know, so you can give them a chance to prove you wrong about your unyielding standards. All right, so that was literally the reading for Sue. It took roughly, 10 minutes to answer her question. And I hope that you liked it. And I hope that everybody, liked those interpretations. Next time, it could be your question taking, guys, next time. And next time is going to be tomorrow around 5 to 6 p.m. my time, which is 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern time, or I think it's 7 to 8 a.m. Pacific. And if you want to know your next forecast for next 24 hours, and you of course want your question to be picked, well, stay tuned into it. That being said, guys, see you in 24 hours, and until then, bye.